Hello everyone. Thank you to everybody joining us here in attendance and to everybody watching us live streaming online around the world. I am Christina Monter and it is a pleasure to be your host for this press conference coming up for the Undisputed Lightweight Championship of the world as these two battle it out, taking on Devin Haney, your undisputed lightweight champion, and the challenger from Ukraine, 3-division world champion, Vasiliy Lomachenko. Let's go over some of the pertinent information about the fight before we talk to everyone here on the dais. The fight, Saturday, May 20th, from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. It will be available exclusively digitally on ESPN Plus for $59.99 for your pay-per-view. It'll also be available on your local cable or satellite providers, but digitally in the US, exclusive on ESPN Plus. It's going to get started at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern, and again $59.99 for that 3-fight pay-per-view. Before the pay-per-view gets started, there will be a 2-hour undercard telecast that will be on ESPN's linear platform, so you'll be able to watch the undercards there and then turn over to the pay-per-view for that. This event is promoted, of course, by Top Rank in association with Devin Haney Promotions and Devella Entertainment. Tickets go on sale tomorrow, Friday, March 31st, and they are available on AXS.com. So we hope that you can join us in Las Vegas for the event on May 20th. If not, buy the pay-per-view on ESPN Plus or with your local cable providers. So, now that those details are out there, we appreciate you joining us. To my left, the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT, Bob Arum. Bob, we've done this time and time again, but when it comes to two fighters like Vasiliy Lomachenko and Devin Haney, you've promoted some of the best lightweights of all time. Continuing to still do it to this day with two fighters of this caliber has to be exciting for you, has to get you excited, because this could go down as one of the best lightweight matchups of all time. Your thoughts on this event as a whole?
Well, I've seen so many matches, hundreds of matches, great matches over the years. God has given me the ability to continue, but when I see a match like this, it stirs my blood because it is such an interesting fight to watch. I mean, anybody who considers himself even remotely a boxing fan has to be attracted to watch this fight. It has all the elements of great fights, like the fights in the past, with two top fighters in the division match each other and have all the skills and the determination to make it a great battle. So Saturday night, May 20 at the MGM Grand, I'm looking forward to one of the historic fights in the sport of boxing.
There is another lightweight fight that's been getting a lot of attention because of the star quality, but when it comes down at the end of the day, it's the belts that matter. It's the fights where these two guys are fighting for their legacy. Vasiliy Lomachenko and Devin Haney, where do you see the winner of this fight going and what this fight does for these fighters' legacy, putting all the belts on line? It doesn't get much bigger than Undisputed.
The winner of this fight will go to a party to celebrate his victory.
That's literally where they will go. Brought to you by Igis, I'll get over to you next. We talk about Undisputed. This is something that has been a goal of Vasiliy Lomachenko since he turned pro. When this opportunity came first around and it was going to be against Kambosos, Lomachenko decided to stay in Ukraine and to defend and not fight for that title. How confident were you, or were you at all, that this opportunity would come around again?
Unfortunately, the things at that time, first of all, thank you very much for having us here and for you guys for recording and giving the whole world to know what's going on. It was the situation in Ukraine, as we all know, it was very uncomfortable, and we got that fight. If the bosses already agreed and made. I was so excited, and I told Vasiliy, and I said, we're going to Australia, we're going to be fighting, for all those 3 titles. Your dream is coming back again, which you should be dreaming all the time. And after a little pause, I got the answer, no, we're not going. I'm staying here. This is my home. This is my church. This is my family. This is my land. I can't leave and I'm gonna go somewhere else. I gotta be here with everybody. So at one point I kind of was thinking, wow, this is a little bit bad situation. Everybody was working so hard to do this, but in the very end, he proved again how strong and how man he is, what a human being. I told him, I said, there is most likely you're not going to have another possibility like this into your career, into your life, because the career is very short. And he said, it's not the boxing into my head right now, because we have a different issue. And if he's willing to do what it's supposed to be, I'm going to have another opportunity. Where we're at, we're right here. And another opportunity. We're very excited. And another thing what I wanted to say about undisputed, I think I can't give the whole credit, of course, to Loma, but I think he's the very first one that we started working 10 years ago in 2013. From the first day he came in the Hitler room, from the first day he was saying, I don't like having 4 champions in the same weight class. It has to be 1 champion and the best champion. That was his idea when he was talking every time about to become undisputed.
And now he's getting that
Now
opportunity.
he's getting, we don't want undisputed on the other side, and he has the opportunity.
And with that, I'll take it to the side. And Bill, thank you for being here with us. And, for your son, let me just take it from a father-son perspective. I'm sure you couldn't be prouder of him and what he's accomplished at this time, but this had to have been the goal, the dream, if you will, is to fight in big caliber fights like this, fight for undisputed, and now him having the opportunity to defend for the second time in Las Vegas, headlining his first pay-per-view. I mean, your smile's big and bright. If you could put it to words, just the feeling of being on this stage and on this platform right now with your son to your left.
Absolutely. Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you to everyone here. Thank you to Team Lomachenko. The war has been served. They've been doing a lot of running, a lot of avoiding this thing. We have a lot of respect for him. We know that he's a Hall of Fame fighter. He's a fighter that gives Devin the credit and the validation of being a pound-for-pound fighter. I disagree with him not being on the pound-for-pound list. I think that he's everything that he's been and more. He's more mature now. He has something to fight for. And, a man that's willing to sacrifice his career to go and to defend his country and to be with his family, that says a lot. And for us to give him the opportunity at the belts, a dream that he's had, it means the world. For Devin to be 24 and to own a company, it's Devin Haney Promotions, to then go down under to Australia, not once but twice, to take a deal that Lomachenko had openly said that he was going to take. It says a lot about Devin. This is not just a fight, it's a fight for independence. I'm sure Loma and his team and family look for freedom, as well as we do, the Haney family, Devin Haney himself. We intend on doing everything to make him uncomfortable on that night. Everything that he does, everything that he's comfortable doing, he won't do on May 20th. But thank you guys for coming and finally taking the fight, and we look forward to it.
And Bill, since you're also a stranger, I don't have the luxury of talking to Anatole today, but how do you go about preparing your charge to take on an opponent like Lomachenko? I remember when I was Herman Pacquiao, some opposing trainers would say, you know, we get a few guys to emulate a few different things because it's hard to find one guy that does everything that he does. So how do you best prepare without giving away any secrets, of course, your fighter to take, like you said, a top 10 pound-for-pound Hall of Fame talent in Vasiliy Lomachenko?
Vasily's dad is an amazing trainer and hell of a father. We've been watching him and that team for quite some time. I was looking forward to actually seeing him and talking to him because he's done a wonderful job with his son. And I'll let you know that we are prepared for him. We've been prepared for him for 4 years.
It's been on your radar.
Well, yeah, we've been looking to make this fight for 4 years. And, you know, I think Devin had reiterated to him that 4 years ago is when the fight should have happened. That now that things it's going to be worse for him. And, you know, so we're ready to go. We were ready to go 4 years ago. And like I said, I can't reiterate it enough. For Devin to be a 24-year-old, to fight for independence, to not only be a top lightweight in the division, but also to be a businessman, a millennial. This is a fight for independence. This is well known. This is our last fight with Bob Arum. Hopefully we can do business after. But we took on a deal. We went down under, did 2 fights, and also came back and went to New York. I mean, the plane still had turbulence, and Devin was saying we have to go to New York to give Lomachenko an opportunity, because we know that this is his dream. But make no mistake about it, we had to come across, and a Hall of Fame promoter like Bob Arum gave us an opportunity to come, but now we're fighting for independence. We're fighting to get our name back, to be in control of our destiny, and come May 20, you're gonna see blood, sweat, and tears, and Lomachenko is gonna see something that he's never seen in the ring before. But once again, I say respect to them and thank you guys. And you know, I called you so many times. How many times did I call you?
They were trying to make sure fight themselves.
So Igis came when we fought Zara Abdullah. And I told Igis that I said I admire what he's done in boxing, and I wanted to give my son an opportunity. Igis told me it'll never happen. I believe in Allah. Allah knows best, and here we are on the stage.
You're right.
Well, Bob also knows best. And Bob, how confident were you that you were going to be able to make this fight happen even after he went over there and fought Cambosis twice?
Let me tell you the truth. I watch the news. I'm really obsessed with the news, and I've been following this horrible war that the Russians have caused by invading Ukraine, and how the Ukrainians have fought for their country. So I wasn't thinking about a future fight for Vasiliy Lomachenko. I was just hoping that he and his family would be safe from all the missiles and the firepower that the Russians were indiscriminately firing at Ukrainian civilians. So I am just grateful that Vasiliy is here now, that his family is with him in California, that they are safe and sound. I know that he will give a great account of himself on May the 20th, as will Devin. So I'm just grateful and thankful to God that this fight is happening, but more importantly, that Vasiliy is here with us, safe and sound.
So anything you'd like to say back to Bob? Or, I mean, you have to be, you know, the opportunity coming back around at this point for you to be able to fight for undisputed. You and I have talked about this since you turned pro. Dream of yours. So now that the opportunity is here, how do you feel about that?
First of all, I want to say a big thank you for our God. Second one, I want to say a big thank you for support for Aaron and my team. my family. And of course, I'm excited on May 20, and I will try a second one, second chance. I will try to do this. And of course, thank you, Team Haney, for giving me this chance. And we'll see. We're all prepared for this.
Like Iga said, when he made that phone call to you and you decided to decline that opportunity to stay in Ukraine, were you confident, or did you feel like, that you would ever get the opportunity to fight for undisputed again? Or at that point, I'm sure boxing wasn't on your mind, but did you hope that this opportunity would come back around?
Well, you can thinking about the future, then war come to your house. You just thinking about life and about your family and about your people who around you, and you just thinking about how you can live next day, and you can thinking about your job, about your sport or professional sport or something else. You just thinking about your defense. That's it.
Right, boxing is just a game. You win, you lose, it's sport. But what Vasiliy did, putting a uniform on, getting a gun, ready to defend his countrymen, that is a whole different level, because it's not a game, and it's not a sport, it's life and death. And he came through that, and thank God he's with us here today.
And you've also been able to get another fight under your belt since having the 10-month layoff. You come back, you beat Jermaine Ortiz, a tough opponent, a bigger opponent coming off that layoff. And now, coming into this fight with Devin, you've said that you respect his boxing IQ. A lot of people are dubbing this fight like a chess match. As you can see by the art that's been presented, the poster, fantastic job to the team on that, and the whole promo for this what many consider to be a chess match. So, how do you view this matchup, being that he does have such a good boxing IQ?
We all never know what happened. We can prepare for one strategy, but in the ring it will all change. Can we all change? And right now, I don't know. I just train hard, I prepare, and I believe in God and I believe in my team.
And your team, and your father, we talked a little bit about this before the press conference got started. He's trained by his father. They're going to take it to another level because they know what's at stake. I would have to imagine that you and your father are going to take things to another level in preparation for what could be, an extremely tough match against Devin Haney.
Main question.
The changes that you're going to make in this training camp based on the opposition.
Look, for me, it looks like I prepare for first Olympic Games. I go to bed with this dream. I wake up with this dream. I live with this dream. And of course, we train hard to prepare this, and it's a big motivation.
So you're preparing like you did for the gold medal. Lastly, before I get to Devin, if I can just ask you what a win in this fight would mean to your legacy. You've had an extremely successful amateur career. You've won belts in 3 different weight classes. You've won multiple gold medals. What would undisputed champion mean to Vasiliy Lomachenko and your family?
It looks like then you put a goal and take a goal. After then you take a goal, of course you're very, very happy, and you know you do what you want. That's my mind.
But this is kind of the last thing that you feel like you haven't accomplished that you want to accomplish. So it has to mean a little bit more to you than just another fight.
Look, it's a it's a dream from the beginning. Then I came in professional sports. You know, I can explain about my emotion right now because I am not undisputed world champion. That's why. That's why.
I got you. So we'll talk about it.
After the fight,
If that happens.
we're talking about after the fight.
But he has other plans. This gentleman right here to my right, in Devin Haney. And for you, Devin, like your dad said, better late than never, right? I mean, you wanted this opportunity since 2019, I believe, and now we are here. Why was it important for you to stay at 135 and defend your titles for the second time against this man, Torlin?
First off, I want to thank God Allah, for everything, opportunity. I'm blessed to be here. Something that I've always dreamed of. Like you said, I've been wanting this fight since 2019. I've been begging for it, calling for it, and the time has finally came. The tables have turned this time around. When he had the belts, he didn't want to fight me. He wouldn't fight me. But it's a fight that I truly believe. I truly believe that I'm a better fighter, I'm a better competitor, and rather 4 years ago or now, I will be victorious. So I'm happy that the time finally came.
Taking this fight against Vasiliy Lomachenko, what do you feel like having a name like him on your resume? Obviously, you guys are students of the game. You know everybody that you fought. Your dad said he's been watching his tape for a long time. Why him? Why was he an important opponent for you?
This is a legacy fight. Loma at one time was #1 pound for pound. A few months ago, he was higher than me in pound for pound. Now that the fight is getting made, or has been made, he has dropped down. He's dropped down off the pound for pound list. But it is what it is. We know what type of fighter he is. We know that he deserves to be on the pound for pound list. Not above me, but definitely on the pound for pound list. So it's just a legacy fight. This is a fight. This is a real fight. This is not like an influencer or this is really for the belt. This is really for the goal, everything, the pound for pound, the best in the division, possibly the best in the world.
But haven't you been clamoring for a fight like this? Aren't you tired of hearing like people, questioning things? You know what you're capable of. You're just waiting for the opportunity for somebody to be able to bring all that out. Because I have a feeling we have not yet seen everything that you have in your arsenal. And maybe it takes a fighter like this, an opponent like this, to bring some of those things out. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, the better the opposition, the better I am as a fighter. The more I rise. Loma is a good fighter, but I'm just on a totally different level. And on a fight night, the world will see that. The world will see how good Devin Haney really is.
Do you see it as a chess match? I mean, obviously this fight has boxing fans like purists, like drooling at the opportunity to see you guys in there. Do you see it like a tactical chess match, or if you I'm sure you envision how the fight's going to go in your head. How do you kind of see it playing out?
I gotta see. I don't know. I never shared the ring with Loma yet, so I don't know what type of fighter he is, how good he really is. Is he what they say he is on paper? Yes, definitely. He's definitely showing against different opponents. He rose to the occasion on every night that he stepped in there. He showed a high IQ, but I'm just a totally different fighter. I'm on a totally different level. So it may be a chess match, may not. It may not be. I may just walk through. We gotta see.
For those people wondering kind of like your training techniques, I know you're observing Ramadan right now, and how does that kind of change your training or your preparation for this fight?
Yeah, Ramadan is now, so we've been training at nighttime, when the sun down, my team eat, most of my team is Muslim as well, so everyone is fasting. I was fasting, I'm not fasting anymore, because it's just too hard, cram 2 or 3 sessions in, I'll be fueled for those sessions. But the rest of my teammates, so we're training, our boxing training at nighttime. And we fight at nighttime anyway, so it's okay. But we received so many blessings, during Ramadan, we're doing Ramadan, so I'm happy that this fight is coming after Ramadan. Even though I wanted it before, so I could be fast and that, I'm happy that it has came after Ramadan.
And that one of those blessings is the fact that this fight is happening in Las Vegas. You're headlining your first pay-per-view. I remember you fighting on, it was Pacquiao undercard against Bradley. Pacquiao-Bradley 3, and you fought on an undercard. And now in the same building, you're coming back, and you're headlining a pay-per-view. I mean, it's crazy how things kind of come from full circle, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, alhamdulillah for that. I'm so blessed that, to be fighting in the MGM Grand, for all the belts, for undisputed, for everything. It's such a blessing. It's something that I've worked so hard for. I knew that I would be in the position. It came fast. I'm just 24 years old, but I was ready for it. And May 20th, I will be ready for whatever Loma brings.
All right, before we let these guys through their official first face-off, the pay-per-view undercard, $59.99, priced excellent compared to some of the other pay-per-views out there. Some good talent on our undercard as well, co-main event. Oscar Valdez, you want to talk a little bit about what else we have to present on the pay-per-view?
No, pay-per-view card will be sensational. There is a debate of what is the appropriate price. Now, it seems that the pay-per-view universe, the number of people willing to buy the pay-per-view hasn't expanded. And so the tendency of the promoters and network are to raise the prices, and it really puts an event outside of the ability of fans to pay. So we decided that a good solution was to go for a price of approximately $60 and try to make up for that by getting more people interested in buying the pay-per-view, and so we wouldn't really be the loser because of that, and we would help us. Now, we can't really criticize people that are charging $85 or $90. That's their choice. They're looking at a shrinking fan base who buy pay-per-view, and so by raising the prices, they don't get hit with the money loss. But I think we studied this with ESPN, and we determined that this fight had enough interest that if we went with a ticket price that was less than what everybody else was charging, that we would make up for it by increased number of buys. Now, whether that happens or doesn't happen remains to be seen. All I know is that if anybody calls themselves a boxing fan, they have to watch this fight. And that's the determination we made in setting the price for the pay-per-view.
And once again, to watch this fight, May 20th from the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Tickets go on sale tomorrow via AXS.com. I believe 10 a.m. Pacific time tickets will go on sale. It'll be available exclusively in the U.S. on ESPN Plus digitally, and also available on your local cable and satellite providers. Aegis, Loma, thank you so much for being here with us today. Bob, I appreciate you. Bill and Devin, thank you so much.
Bob, is Lomachenko one of the best fighters that you've seen since Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray? Still? Mr. Haney?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I knew that when he came with us out of the amateurs. Nobody that I know of had the amateur credentials of Vasiliy Lomachenko.
And that's yes. And that's why we want to fight.
And he was able to take those skills and go into the professional ranks with great success.
When you made that comment, that's when we decided that Lomachenko was the fight that we really wanted. You've done a wonderful job with promoting Vasiliy, and when you made that statement as a Hall of Fame promoter, there was no other fight that we wanted as a team. So thank you for making that
No,
happen.
thank you. I know we looked around, you and I, for the best possible place to do the fight, and it ended up, for various reasons, that it was Las Vegas, at the MGM Grand, the home of so many great fights over the years, and as Christina said, tickets go on sale tomorrow. We expect a sellout, and we expect it to happen very quickly. So everybody should tell all your followers to get their tickets because there'll be a tremendous demand for seats to this fight.
And I can add one more thing, if I could. If I could, I can add one more thing. I know for a fact, Loma is only one boxer in nowadays who sold, Bob can tell me to tell if I'm wrong, Loma is only one who sold arenas in the different countries and in different cities. We start with a Prola, right now the crypto arena was sold out. We went to New York to fight Linares, Madison Square was sold out. We went to London, O2 Arena, it was officially sold out.
Biggest, we ran you all around the world. You were running from us, you ran on the bench.
Everyone's trying to make money and sell tickets. That's how, that's what
No doubt MGM Arena is going to be sold out.
It's not about money from your or nothing like that. This is about it's not about selling tickets. It's not about none of that.
It is about selling tickets. Don't
Buy the tickets.
For the rest of us.
Buy the tickets.
Yeah, no, not to.
Me personally, this is a legacy fight for me. But I'm happy that it's finally here.
So are we. And so are all these people to talk to you guys. So I won't hold you up any longer. Evan, are you going to do the honors of hosting the fighters? I'm Christina Poncher. Thank you all again for joining with us. Apologize for the delay today. And we're going to let these guys face off, and we'll see you May 20th. Bye-bye, everyone.
Yeah, perfect. Down.
Move up a little bit, guys. Move up a little bit. Just a little bit. See over there.
To his right.
Up a little bit.
To your right. To your right. Just put it in the middle.
Put that right next to the bell. That right there.
Your knees up,
Everybody face in. Right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, so we're already just the fighters on stage. Just the fighters. So everybody. Is this good? Good. Face off. Okay, now face forward first. Face forward. Haney time. Face off, guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's gonna be hot in there for him. It's gonna be hot in there for him.